something went off. I heard the gun pop. I wasn't looking again. I was not recording him this time. He turns to me and says, "Hey man, I just shot myself." You too, it's the bearded brother. Back again. I'm actually out here on the range today, and you can see I'm by myself right now. Reason being is we just had a minor accident here on the range.
Reach for the sky.
I'm currently here on the range, just supervising the rest of his stuff until my trainer and him can get back. But I wanted to kind of share with you guys, right, the importance of having an IFAK, right, having the gear necessary to plug holes, right? You know, we all like shooting. We all love coming out here and hitting these targets. But if you have gear to make holes, you certainly need to have gear to plug holes. My buddy was running his last drill of the evening, getting ready to go home, spend the rest of the day with his wife and kids, and went to reholster into a holster. In fact, I think I've got it here. Here's that holster here. You can see he actually sheared it off of his kind of knockoff QLS fork there. But this is his 6-hour P320. And when reholstering into that holster, unfortunately, we had a negligent discharge, accidental discharge, however you want to look at that. And he sent a round through his boot. Got that here as well, actually. Sent a round through his boot. You can see that there, right? Blood still on the boot. And into his ankle. Now, luckily, right off the bat, right, the wound didn't look that serious. He was able to continue walking. He was putting weight on his foot, so I knew right off the bat, he's probably fine, right? Now, I have taken a Stop the Bleed class. Shout out to Taylor Defense Group. Good guys there. Shout out to Akil Bay. Gave me some good info on how to stop the bleed, of course, right? And luckily, right, when I'm out, you can even see it here. I've got a tourniquet on the bottom of my spirited sack here. But of course, at 12 o'clock, I keep my T-Rex Arms IFAK kit, right? And so that's here on the back of my belt. You can't really see it here. But of course, I went straight to that. I did use a tourniquet. I'm sure that was overkill. But in the moment, he was bleeding quite a bit. And, you know, I figured, hey, you know, it can't do too much harm. We're taking him straight to the hospital after this. And so my boy is currently at the hospital getting discharged now. Luckily, the wound was straight through, more or less superficial. And so he's going to be all right. Pretty wild how this went down. Typically, we record each other's runs just so that we can see what we did well, what we might need to improve. Standard stuff, right? So today's final run was pretty simple. We've got this sled here, right? And so usually the sled, of course, is going to start way back there by that tire, at which point you're going to push that sled up on line with the cardboard, right? And you're going to take 2 shots from this side, 2 shots from this side. And at this point, you're to reholster, right? You're supposed to reholster here and head down there towards those cinder blocks. We're going to grab those cinder blocks and backpedal with those. I'll roll in a video of me running the drill somewhere in this video. Now, as he was reholstering here, something went off. I heard the gun pop. I wasn't looking again. I was not recording him this time. But he turns to me and says, "Hey man, I just shot myself." Now he seemed fine, as I said, right? He was putting weight on it. I could tell right off the bat, right? It wasn't necessarily structural unless maybe adrenaline's just pumping, right? But he walks back to me. We head back towards the chair, and we immediately elevate the leg, get the boot off, of course. Of course, we elevated his leg here in the chair. Of course, we still got some blood smear on that. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, he's getting discharged from the hospital right now. So all was well, through and through. Superficial flesh wound, but still an eye-opening experience as a civilian. My buddy was unfortunate enough to have that barrel canted and using suboptimal gear. Again, another example as to why your gear matters. Unfortunately, had a slip up, right? And so for me, you guys know I run the Safariland ALS. Love those. But again, my buddy was running a black today. You can bet he's going out and buying a Safariland after this. And I can tell you one thing, this has been an eye-opening experience for me. First time I've ever had to use any stop the bleed or medic training, if you will, in the field. And so I'm getting ready to go out and probably buy another IFAK, or at least the supplies to put in it, right? I've got to restock some of what I got in here. I used my North American Rescue, my trauma dressing, the 4-inch flat dressing we used. I had some North American Rescue wound packing gauze, which of course we didn't pack that when we wrapped that wound. Again, it wasn't the biggest deal, but having to use that stop the bleed training as a civilian certainly was an eye-opening experience. And I would encourage each of you guys, if you're watching this video, to make sure that you own an IFAK, that you know how to use it, you're at least familiar with it. I'd encourage everybody to take a Stop the Bleed course. Again, I did mine with Tailored Defense Group. They go all around the nation. I did my training with them, of course, and the guy I learned from, Akil Bey, is a Green Beret, so Special Forces field medic. So, I mean, we're not learning from rookies here. The class worked, at least to some degree, right? I was able to apply that training, regardless of whether or not the situation was lethal or otherwise, but very eye-opening just the same. So make sure that you guys keep trauma care at all times. You gotta have it. I'm gonna get one to keep in the car. Again, I have to restock what I've got at my belt at 12 o'clock. And in general, I think that it's good to have, right? And so everybody that's in my shooting group, I've already let them know, listen, if you don't have an IFAK within the next 2 weeks, don't come out and shoot. Neither here nor there, y'all. I'm the bearded brother. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I'll probably roll in some range footage from the day, so enjoy that. I appreciate y'all watching.
On the side.
Move. Where you going? Neil, here we go. Go. Backwards, eyes up. Go. Go, move. Yeah. I know.